All right, shalom, and welcome to GMS Info Doc Channel 2. Tonight's lesson is going to be about the tree of knowledge and the tree of knowledge of good and evil, because a brother had asked us to do it before, and we wanted to do it, but we had to do the mixed seed, no such thing video, because you had a lot of guys out there that are pushing these false teachings, these false prophets out there that's pushing these false teachings, and telling you that this, if you're a mixed seed or if you're a half breed and all that BS, that you're not an Israelite, which is all bullshit. So we covered that, so now we're going to cover this. But what I want to say real quick is you got this guy out there called the Wisdom Seeker 77, and he's saying that the reason why we did that show with the mixed seed was because of him. First of all, nigga, we wasn't even thinking about you, all right? I don't even know who the hell you are.
Yeah, this is news to me.
You made that video, this almost hour-long video, talking about how we did that show because of you. No, we didn't. I mentioned in the show, we mentioned in the show who we were talking about. We were talking about that one clowns like GMS, former GMS, Free Now, some crap like that, and other clowns out there. We weren't even thinking about you.
Yeah, so, don't flatter yourself.
Exactly. You're giving yourself too much credit, patting the back. You were the furthest thing from our mind.
But if you got cut, then it's all good too. Because obviously you got cut.
Yeah, because the lesson is plain, But anyway, enough of that. We just want to get into this topic real quick. So we're going to deal with the tree of knowledge of good and evil, because we dealt with Genesis, the 2nd chapter, the breakdown. And in that chapter, we mentioned that the tree of knowledge of good and evil, or the tree of knowledge, was a zodiac sign. And a brother had asked, that how is it, how do you break that down? So I sent him a message back. I gave him a couple of scriptures, but I guess he really didn't get it. So the Spirit showed me, just do it. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna get started in the book of Genesis, the 2nd chapter. We're going to read the 8th and the 9th verse, and we're going to get it rolling.
Good. It's the book of Genesis chapter 2, verse 8. And the Lord Yahweh planted a garden eastward in Eden, and there he put the man whom he had formed.
Right, so we already know that the word Eden, from the Hebrew word Aidan, means paradise of joy, and the Lord made a garden in the middle of Eden, and that's where you put the man, which is over there in the Middle East. Go ahead.
It says, and out of the ground made the Lord Yahweh to grow every tree that is pleasant to the sight and good for food.
And that's plain. Go ahead.
The tree of life also in the midst of the garden.
Now the tree of life represents the knowledge of righteousness. All right, which we're going to get into. And go ahead.
Right. In the tree of knowledge of good and evil.
Right, now the tree of knowledge of good and evil is both sides of the spectrum, because you got good and you got evil. And we read to you, I believe in the lesson of Genesis, the 2nd chapter, we read to you in the book of the Apocrypha, where the Lord showed man both good and evil. All right, because that was we have to know both sides in order to be able to correctly judge. So if you never experienced one side of it, you're not going to be able to judge it correctly. All right. So now,
cut a quick precept.
Yeah, bring it out.
This is in the book of Romans. Not sure if this one, but Romans chapter 8 and
20.
Yep. Come. It says Romans chapter 8 verse 20. For the creature was made subject to vanity.
Right, the creature was man when he was created, Adam. Was made subject to vanity, which basically fell upon all of us. In other words, the Most High made him to go off. Go ahead.
Not willingly.
Not willingly, because he didn't want to go off, but the Lord put it in his programmed it in his spirit to do that. Go ahead.
But by reason of him who have subjected the same in hope.
That's right, because the Most High creates both sides. Now, since you read that, we can go to the Apocrypha in the book of Sirach, chapter 17. I believe it's chapter 7. No, is it chapter 17? Yep. And read the point.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 17, verse 7. Withal, he filled them with the knowledge of understanding.
Right, meaning man. Go ahead.
and showed them good and evil.
And showed them good and evil. So Adam was shown the good side, and he was also shown the evil side. All right. So now, go from there to the book of Isaiah 45 and 5. You know, just to give you some understanding that the Most High creates both sides. You got people out here. You got these Edomites out here, and you got these so-called scholars out here that say that evil and wickedness is from Satan and all that crap. And the Most High creates both sides, and you have to understand that. In order for you to really fully get a good understanding of it, you have to understand that the Most High creates both sides. He's perfectly balanced. Go ahead, brother.
Come, Isaiah chapter 45, verse 5. I am the Lord, and there is none else. There is no power beside me. I girded thee, that though thou hast not known me, that they may know from the rising of the sun and from the west that there is none beside me. I am the Lord, and there is none else. I form the light and create darkness.
Right, so the Most High said he forms the light and he creates darkness. Go ahead.
I make peace and create evil.
So the Most High makes peace and he creates evil. Go ahead.
I, the Lord, do all these things.
Right, so the Most High is doing all these things. Matter of fact, since you go to Amos chapter 3 verse 6, you know, because the Most High works on both sides of the spectrum, but he's not doing it himself, because the scriptures say that the Most High is pure. He's of purer eyes and to behold iniquity. You know, he doesn't do any wickedness, but he created both sides. That's why you have the right hand side and you have the left hand side. As a matter of fact, after you finish that, you can go to Ecclesiastes. Read that.
Okay. Amos chapter 3 verse 6. It says, shall a trumpet be blown in the city and the people not be afraid?
Right, shall a trumpet be blown in the city and the people not be afraid? Meaning, whenever there's some type of catastrophe, you have a trumpet to be blown. You know, people will get nervous. But in the ancient world, you had things like you might be going to war against a nation, and you have the trumpet give the alarm of war, and people got nervous. You know? So it says, shall a trumpet be blown and the people not be afraid? Go ahead.
Shall there be evil in a city and the Lord hath not done it?
Shall there be evil in the city and the Lord hath not done it? So who did that? The Most High did it. But he didn't do it himself. He had the angels that did it. Matter of fact, go to what is that? 1 Kings 22 and 19. You know, so because you have to understand that the Most High creates both sides. He controls both sides. He created Satan. Matter of fact, Satan is one of the sons of the Most High. So he got angels on the right hand side and he has angels on the left hand side. And he sends them on people. You know, he sends the righteous angels to watch over the elect, and he sends the wicked angels to do damage. You know, sometimes the righteous angels get down and do damage. You know, but the righteous angels, some of them are set up just to watch over the elect. Go ahead, brother.
1 Kings chapter 22 verse 19. And he said, hear thou therefore the word of the Lord. I saw the Lord sitting on his throne.
Right, so the Most High was sitting on his throne. Go ahead.
And all the hosts of heaven.
Right, and all the hosts of heaven. Go ahead.
Standing by him.
Standing by him, so this was a council they were having. Go ahead.
On his right hand.
On his right hand.
And on his left.
And on the left. Go ahead.
And the Lord said, who shall persuade Ahab that he may go up and fall at Ramoth Gilead?
Right, because Ahab was a wicked king. So the Lord, the Most High, was asking the council on the right hand and on the left hand that who's going to go down and persuade Ahab that he may fall at Ramoth Gilead. And they were all given their opinion, you know. Okay, I will do this and I will do that, you know. So the Most High was listening to them. Go ahead.
And one said, on this manner. And another said, on that manner.
Right, so they were given their you know, I'll do this, Lord, and I'll make him do this, and so they were given the Lord their opinion, you know, examples of what they would do. Go ahead.
And there came forth a spirit and stood before the Lord and said, I will persuade him. Hey, and if I may say this, as not to go too far off, but that's why a lot of a lot of these movies you might see with these Greek mythology, like the Clash of the Titans, which that was really Israelites,
Right.
which were in Hellenists or in the Greek philosophy, Greek mind state,
Yep.
that created all that whole Greek mythology about Zeus and everything. But anyway, they'll show you the council that of the gods, Zeus
Right.
and all these other people that be sitting there
Yep.
talking to Goose, not Goose, Zeus. Forgive me,
Zeus.
Zeus, and they'll sit there and be talking to him, saying what they want to do or whatever, and then
Right.
Zeus is like the head over the other gods.
Yep.
Well, this is where they get that concept from.
Yeah, because they know the Bible.
Yep.
That's why they, like you said, that's how they get the counsel. And then what happens after that? They do whatever it is that was set forth at the council.
Right.
Go ahead.
So now, verse 21. And there came forth a spirit and stood before the Lord and said, I will persuade him. And the Lord said unto him, wherewith?
Right. So the Lord said, how are you going to do this? Go ahead.
And he said, I will go forth, and I will be a lion spirit in the mouth of all his prophets.
Right. He said, I will go forth, and I will be a lying spirit in the mouth of all his prophets. So that was one of the angels on the left-hand side. Now let's see what the Most High told his angel concerning that. Because he said, I'll be a lying spirit in the mouth of his prophets. So now the Most High should jump up and say, you're going off. You can't be lying. One of the 10 commandments is thou shalt not lie.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And he said, thou shalt persuade him and prevail also.
So the Most High told him, you're going to persuade him, you're going to lie to him, and you're going to prevail also. So the Most High creates both sides, so you can understand. You know, and as you read the story on what you brothers can read it, he persuaded Ahab to go, and he finally went to the battle, and what happened? He got put to death. All right, so now we're gonna deal with the because we read in the book of Genesis, the 2nd chapter, about the tree of life and the tree of life of good and evil. Now let's go to Revelation 22:1, because that right there, you know, that's the best, one of the best scriptures that you could use to explain the tree of knowledge, or the tree of knowledge of good and evil. All right, because when you look up into the heavens, all the stars and the constellations, the sun, the moon, everything that you see up there, they're up there to give light upon the earth, but they're also set up to give for signs, seasons, days, and years. Matter of fact, you bring that out. All right, they're not just up there to look pretty. You know, they're up there to give light upon the earth, and then they're also up there for signs, seasons, days, and years. You know, and you can know if you're gonna have a good crop this year or a bad crop. You know, you can know what pattern the weather's gonna take. You can see certain events in the heavens. Certain things are coming to pass. If you see a lunar eclipse, or if you see a solar eclipse, you know, you can. All these things are in the heavens for a purpose and a reason. Now, part of it can be used for righteousness, like we use in the ancient world, and then it could also be used in wickedness.
That's right.
That's what you call the tree of knowledge of good and evil, which good and evil is both contained in the scriptures. Go ahead, brother.
That's right. Genesis chapter 1 verse 14. It says, "In the power is said, let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night,
Go ahead.
and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and years."
Right, so these lights were put in the heavens to be for signs, seasons, days, and years, and also to give light upon the earth. Now, the tribe of Issachar, which are the so-called Mexicans, which the Mayas, they were able to read the stars. That's why Esau's going all crazy and nuts over the Mayan calendar. No, because they were able to read the stars. Why? Because the Lord gave them that knowledge. We all had that knowledge in the past, but we lost it.
Yeah.
But now that when the time is coming when the Lord is going to give us all that back. You know? Go ahead, brother.
Right. It says
You were looking for something?
oh no, I'll read
You
this
got
quick
something? Bring it
little
out. Yeah,
precept.
bring it out.
Psalms 104, and I'll start at verse 19. It says, "He appointed the moon for seasons.
That's right.
The sun knoweth his going down.
Go ahead.
Thou makest darkness, and it is night, when all the beasts of the forest do creep forth. The young lions roar after their prey and seek their meat from the Most High. The sun ariseth, they gather themselves together and lay them down in their den. Man goeth forth unto his work and to his labor until the evening. O Lord, how manifold are thy works!
That's right.
In wisdom hast thou made them all. And
Right.
which what the Lord was speaking about the constellation, the sun, moon, and stars.
Yep.
Which the brother was just going into the different zodiac signs and stuff. And as we read in Genesis, which were for a sign and seasons.
Yep.
So that's why I said, how manifold are thy works, and in wisdom madest thou them all. Because why? If you have the knowledge of reading the stars, you could be able to forecast, or you'll be wise unto what's about to happen, that there's going to be a famine, or it's going to be a bad year for planting or cropping.
That's right.
You know, and that's why the so-called white man has set up
That's right.
prognosticators,
Yep.
so-called psychics,
Yep.
that read the stars and everything. Okay, the stars are